there's so much uncertainty. I think especially in the arts right now, because our whole industry is built on gathering people together, and we just don't know when we're going to be able to come back. It's tough, but I think now, like then, it really feels like everyone is in the same boat. Like the anxiety and the uncertainty that you must be feeling as college students or college students who are about to graduate. I think everyone from like the biggest Broadway stars on down are all feeling the same thing, and that no one knows what's going to happen or what effect this is going to have on our work going forward. And I think the most important thing to remember is that it is going to come back, and we are going to come back, and that the community, I think, as you've probably seen, has already come together, and I think that idea of the theater community being a community that is going to help everyone figure out the next steps is a real and true thing. And something that I've also been thinking about recently is, obviously the song "I'll Be Here in Ordinary Days" comes out of, in some way, that experience of my being in New York during the time of 9/11. But that I think I wrote that song like 5 or 6 years after the fact. That it's okay to feel like you need to take time to figure out how you're feeling and what's going on and what all of this means. And I think that's even a more potent question now than it was back then, because now we have all of this technology and social media and all this stuff that makes that it creates a pressure for like instantaneous response and instantaneous ability to have answers and to be able to process what's going on. And that's not actually how human beings work.
Right.
And it's great if you have like an instant impulse to create something or share something or figure out an answer to a question that you're going through, or a way to deal with an emotion that you're struggling with. At the same time, it's okay if you don't. And that I think a lot of our responses to what's happening now is going to take time, and that's okay, even in our much more kind of like instant response, instant gratification driven world that we live in today. So be kind and be patient with yourself is something that I would say.
That's a great point, because I think just kind of getting to see some of these faces every day, you do feel this pull, like I'm the one that's supposed to be bringing people comfort and using my art to do that, or I'm the one that's supposed to draw from this and get um, inspired to create. And like you said, maybe that's not now. And that doesn't mean that you're not an artist. That means that you're a human being who is processing all of these things, and that maybe it will help inform you later. But for right now, it's okay, like everybody else, to just be a person and process these feelings and see how that informs you later.
Yeah,
Come back to it.
and I think something that if I was talking to my younger self right now, I would this feeling of being uncomfortable with not knowing is actually like a sort of key bedrock human thing that as artists and creative people, this is the well that we draw from, as uncomfortable as it may be. Like I think every show that I've ever written was because because I didn't know something, and that was scary to me, and I thought maybe writing about it would help me figure out the answer. And I think in every case, I did not necessarily figure out the answer, but there was comfort in the ability to kind of acknowledge that I didn't know something, and that creates a vulnerability. And that the magical thing about theater is that by doing that, like somehow, somewhere, maybe that song or that show did answer a question for someone out there, did provide an answer. But that for me, it's always coming from this very uncomfortable place of saying, oh my gosh, I don't know how to deal with this or how to process this, and so I have to sort of create a fictional story in which people feel the same way, and see how they respond, because I don't know how I'm going to respond.
I think that's brilliant. Um, well, I think that's kind of all our questions. I'm going to unmute everyone so that we can applaud for you because you've really just been such a delight, such a little bright spot for everybody. So here we go. Ready? There you all are.
Thank you, everyone. It's like flashing
Thank you,
squares
Adam.
of people. It's so great.
You get to see all their faces. All right, now you're muted again before anyone says something fresh.